carbon fiber sheet. I've ordered that as a bonus for the car. It showed up in this small box that's 4 by 8 feet hidden inside of here somehow. When you order a sheet of carbon, it shows up as a roll.
Sheet.
You ruined it. In the short amount of time, this is the thickest carbon that I could find. It's only 60 thousandths. Those of you guys that are new to like carbon, kind of like us, is that carbon and aluminum.
Oh shit. Okay.
Carbon and aluminum share a lot of properties in terms of thickness and strength. That was still crazier than I thought. Look at that, it's all cracked. Complete pieces of shit.
Yeah, you can see it on this side. It's all cracked through here.
Hopefully that's just this
Plastic.
Yeah. Right off the bat is that this is honestly, even though this was $700, it's still, in my opinion, cheap as shit. Look at that.
Oh shit.
They just did the bare minimum. And that, even that, you know, they're trying to cost save. Those strands are really spread out a little bit. This is technically going to be a showpiece. Now, if it had three-dimensional shape, it'd be a little bit stronger. Steven Nelson, if you end up watching this, or if somebody tags him in this, I'm not cheating on him. And in fact, this only makes me love his work more. I just want to show you guys side skirts, rear, front, diffusers, like just the idea. Because carbon and aluminum are very similar, but I don't want to do the side skirts in aluminum. I want them to be carbon. Honestly, I think this is wasted money. Is this worth $700? I don't think so. But
the vision.
Exactly. I want people to see this, and you will never catch me wrapping something fake carbon fiber. You will never, ever.
What did I do to you today? I just got here.
Yeah.
I just got here, dude.
Especially with orange. Kindergartners have better taste than that. And they eat crayons.
You can see how cheap this is by just, this is the carbon piece right here, and the rest is fiberglass, right? The backside of this is all fiberglass?
No, there's no fiberglass in this yet.
This looks like it's fiberglass, doesn't it?
Oh,
maybe. This literally looks like the piece that Abe literally...
Oh, yeah, okay. So that's
like
exactly what I was planning
on
on. Most carbon in the world, short of like Koenigsegg and the high level stuff, really only needs to be carbon for looks, and then they can back it with fiberglass. It's honestly very similar. You want to think that you're better than that, but it's actually, fiberglass is pretty fucking sick. Yeah, look at how bent that is right there. Do not step on it though. We'll just let it decompose.
That was my first thought.
I know. So you can see all the resin kind of cracking inside of there.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that is.
Especially for how much that actually costs.
Yeah, so if you guys go to order this off of Summit, don't. Borla had it for sale as well, but Borla was same price, but 2 months out.
Wild side composites.
Yeah, so wild side, you guys got to get a little less wild on your packaging. That's a bummer. I mean, it'll still work, but again, this is supposed to be a side skirt, and this is the thickest material that you can buy quickly. Quite frankly, we need to make fiberglass, carbon, or aluminum side skirts for the car because the rear fenders are just gonna get trashed immediately. They did first 5 seconds of driving the car. This is actually a functional need. Well, we just took a little trip over to APR. They're actually not very far from the shop. And let me tell you something, there is carbon and then there's carbon. These two panels were actually such a reasonable price compared to the one shitty one from Summit. Just so you have awareness, like they're the same price. Essentially what you buy from Summit is the same cost of this thing. So it's not even like this is higher quality and you pay for it. It's just awareness of good versus bad products. You can already see the structural support, even though there's two of them. Same kind of concept. They're both reinforced with fiberglass. That's very common here. So let's go ahead and pick it up and flop it over. God.
Oh, wow.
Let's do the light test.
Barely.
Yeah. One would be two sides, and then one will be for the front lip, which is 80 inches wide, so the front lip will, just be kind of like a half circle thing, and then both of the rear diffuser blades. We're gonna have some arts and crafts going on right soon, but look at the difference between that shit and quality. That was after, a week or so?
Yeah, literally a week.
Yeah. You can actually feel the texture, so there's not enough thick layer on top of it. All of that is cracked. Now that this is finally a full car, one of my favorite things to be able to do with full cars is set things on them. And in this case, it's actually an AG1. Now, of course, I could show you the full unused packets or the full unused box of these, but the point here is that this is stuff I use daily. I am very thankful for AG1 by Athletic Greens because it is something that I have wanted to start my days with. And even though my days start later, my nights go later. And when I start my day, it sure enough is gonna be with a scoop of the green goodness. It genuinely has this sweeter, vanilla taste to it. Some of the major benefits for me with AG1 are focusing on aging, healthy aging, as well as my mental health, physical health, immunity, because as we go into colder months, that becomes a bigger issue. Not only do you have a variety of vitamins and minerals, but you also have antioxidants, even as far as down here, probiotic. I wouldn't even expect a probiotic to be in a powder. I think that'd just be a yogurt thing, but you can have all of this. AG1 is the trick for me to stay healthy. Go to athleticgreens.com/RobDahm to get started in your order. Athletic Greens is going to be giving away 5 free packs as well as a 1-year supply of vitamin D3 and K2 with your first purchase. That's athleticgreens.com/RobDahm. Thanks to Athletic Greens for sponsoring today's video. It is time for carbon. Now we have the 2 sheets of 80-inch wide by 4 feet long sheets of carbon, and so we're going to get really creative in how to do that. Now, one of the first ones is actually what you see here. The side skirt one's going to be kind of easy, and I'm really proud of this because I designed the whole flat bottom so that way a 2-foot wide chunk of carbon fiber would be wide enough to get all the way to the outer edges of the wheels. So we will finally have the beginning of our carbon flat bottom replacing some aluminum. You can see some of the ideas I have for the side skirt. Now the first thing that I think of, and I think a lot of people think of, is like when you get out of the car, stepping on it, crushing it, whatever the case is. So we want it to be in a little bit. The reality of it is that we need to make sure that this area doesn't get damaged by rocks. So it needs to still, I might bring it out to here, like a little bit more like this. I might follow this shape and bring it out to here and then flatten it to try and cover the rocks that bounce up and destroy this poor area. So if there's an aerodynamic reason to have it wider, there's a vehicle safety reason, but the only thing is, somebody's gonna get out of that passenger seat or even the driver's seat and crush it. That's why it's gotta be structural to the car. So we're gonna mount the square one so you can see what it looks like, but a couple different angles, these lines start to get weird. That's why we'll focus on Kev's part. Similar to like NASCAR or any other car that genuinely has good aerodynamics, we have about 3-inch front splitter protruding from the bottom of the bumper. Now the bumper itself is not completely symmetrical, so it's thrown us some curveballs, but the bottom piece will be. I don't think that you'll see the bumper being imperfect. We're talking about fractions of an inch. We have these which are designed into the bumper. We don't know how effective they are at aerodynamics. Imagine that little front lip being 3 inches out from that. And I know that it's like 3 to 4 inches all you need, okay? 3 to 4 inches all you need is like aerodynamically the effective length of a front splitter. It's mostly so that way when wind hits the front of the car, it has the opportunity to go down and under the car, creating higher pressure. Every car that's fast has this sort of formula going on. So even if it was just aesthetic, it's also actually very functional. That's it. It is time to start getting the carbon ready for each of the pieces, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that right down the center. And I actually ended up putting one piece down, marking the distance, and then using the second one as the straight edge. So I'll just cut along the edge of the second piece of tape. Really straightforward. Now the thing is that we will continue to use the professional edges inside the car, and then this edge will end up being cut and notched and all that sort of stuff. So it really doesn't matter, but I'm trying to maximize the amount of material that's usable.
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah, that's
Give or take.
exactly. Okay. So we'll just kind of do like that. So this is the piece from that side. Put it upside down. So the piece is slightly at an angle overall. That's not a big deal. That just means that it's slightly rotated on the piece of carbon. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I am well aware that I am not going to be sleeping well tonight. As you can tell, there are tons of carbon fibers in my skin right now.
What do you think? No?
So here's the payoff for all of Kev's work. Set it there. Ooh.
I like it.
Yeah, it'll clean up on the sides. Wow. You see this from a distance.
I made it just like maybe a quarter inch bigger, that way just, you know, it's not exact before.
Yeah.
This one over here, the way he did this fender underneath comes and does, that's why it has this little lump right here, because the fender itself goes lower than the rest of it.
Yeah. You see how this kind of has a consistent hidden edge down under there? What'll happen is this area will actually have a deeper one, and then it'll taper outward. So you'll have this nice, like, deeper effect going into a thinner effect, so it makes it look like the flat bottom's different heights. So right now it's just consistent and then different. But that was my intention, is that it would get kind of flatter to that edge and then go roll into the car.
Because what I could do for now is I could put like a spacer on the bottom side of this and put a nutsert on the bottom side of this skirt that goes underneath. That way it could hold it on the outside. Because now it's way too much weight. It sags if I leave this out.
Everything sags with age. I was really busy when Isaiah just asked me, he's like, hey, I got a job for you. I'm like, oh, I'm super busy, I gotta go. And then he said, I need you to peel back the tape that's on top of the carbon. And I was like, well, I can set that laptop down. I don't need to tune the C5. Everything else can wait. So here we are.
I laid it down in a way where it all comes up.
Oh, does it?
We were looking for a nice peel back shot, and
Yeah.
you had to screw it up. What are you gonna say?
The people that can read sign language and read lips know what I said. All right. I'm the wrong guy in Boston.
It's because Rob never got presents this week, because I always look at. You guys call it carbon fiber or carbon fibre?
I'm looking at these things, and Joel just caught me staring at it for the first time, and I was like this. He's like, that's not the response I was expecting. When you go so far into being blown away, happy, positive, it cycles back into dirt nasty. You're just like, ooh, that's sick, that's nasty. This thing's just ridiculous. See? This, it was dirty. It was dirty. So this is the first moment we're about to put it fully on the ground. None of us have seen it like this. And the guys were already so focused, we're all kind of out of it. But I was like, we need to capture this moment. This is so insane.
Okay, first and foremost, give me the camera. give me the camera.
No, I can't.
No, give me
I
the camera.
can't. I'm sorry.
Give me the camera. Take it from him.
Say sorry. There has been about like 10 times that Joel either has 0%, 1%, no battery, and
It was one day.
here. He has ruined so many genuine moments, and I'm not a good actor. But here, I want you to.
This is a genuine moment.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh. that. That's the real hood. We built a whole car to support the hood.
Yeah, literally.
We literally did everything else because somebody else wasted so much time on making it a great hood. 2 people. I don't care if people dislike certain details of this. It's all functional, and it's my best attempt at like making the functionality aesthetically acceptable. If you don't like it, if you're like, oh, I wish you'd do other things, I respect that. I genuinely do. But you have to hear from my heart that, short of some small details, this is what I want the car to look like. I am very much turned on. I am full mast. This is what I want. This is a dream car, and I think that's what the whole point of this build, right? Is that the last 6 years of building it has been like our journey of building it from the ground up. Yeah, we could go to a race shop, we could do all that other sort of stuff, but it's like we're doing it phase by phase, step by step, and you can't take that knowledge from us, and we get to share that with you.